In this video, we will be discussing a case of innovation at the University of Hong Kong. Firstly, let's start with the background. When researching innovation in Hong Kong, we came across the top ranking of the HKU Faculty of Dentistry. And so we decided to investigate what sort of innovation in teaching, research, or service that the faculty was doing, which had enabled this climb. So this will be the driving question for this video. What sort of innovation is present in the HKU Faculty of Dentistry? So to further streamline our area of inquiry, we have selected three aspects for discussion. Number one, in terms of teaching, the problem-based learning methodology, or PBL, that has been employed in the undergraduate curriculum. Number two, in terms of technology and online learning, the two MOOCs which the faculty has designed and is managing for the past 2 years. And lastly, in terms of research, the Center of Innovation in Dental Education will be explored. So this video will culminate in a general dialogue about innovation in the Faculty of Dentistry. So data for this video has been gathered from publications, websites, and interviews. And a list of references is available at the end. So let me start with problem-based learning methodology.
PBL is a student-centered pedagogy in which students learn about subject-full experience of solving an open-ended problem grounded in triggered materials. The PBL methodology was introduced in the faculty since 1998 instead of attending the traditional lectures. During the process, students will discover the limits of their knowledge. They will identify the learning issues, especially the questions they cannot answer from their fund of knowledge. In short, it is identifying what they already know, what they need to know, and how and where they can access the new information that may help to solve the problems. The teacher's role throughout the process is not as an expert to presenting on the topic being discussed, but as a facilitator to ensure that the group of students maintain their focus on the discussion and that each student they can participate in the discussions approximately. So what's the benefit of the PBLs? PBL is student-focused, which allows for active learning and better understanding and retention of knowledge. Students have to integrate the knowledge with patience, which nurtures their ability to analyze problems. Because of the problem-based learning and clinical practice, at the end of the 6-year program, students become more familiar with real-life situation and ready to work with patients.
So I would like to introduce the MOOC in the Faculty of Dentistry in Hong Kong U. Actually, it already attracted impressively over 7,000 students all over the world, and only 2 MOOCs in this world, and they both made in the Faculty of Dentistry at Hong Kong U. So why students study and implement dentistry MOOC? Actually, this MOOC has already led by Dr. Matthews, who is taught by a dream team of almost 20 international experts in dental implants, and each week offering students for specialized knowledge and also about evidence-based practices for learners to engage with. There have some international impact for this MOOC. It has already created some impacts to international communities, but not only focused on universities or some dental schools. There have some passionate learners in the Arabic community, even formed a Facebook group, and also with over 900 members. It also had a large proportion of Chinese learners as professional organizations in mainland China. And actually this impact keeps going on. So we also get some positive feedback from the students about what they have learned in class and how they deeply cultivate their visions in higher education studies in this way. Hong Kong U Faculty of Dentistry has a Center for Innovation in Dental Education, which is called CIPE. It is the faculty's new flagship virtual hub for curriculum innovation and research. And the mainly subjective of CIDE is to collaborate research and teaching in dentistry together. And it also focuses on innovation and improvement of teaching and learning. To support the implementation of current research in teaching, this center provides lots of opportunities for scholarship. Hey guys, do you think we can regard the case of Hong Kong dentistry as a case of innovation? And how can we prove it?
Oh, I have an idea. I think that we can connect everything what we discussed here to our course framework. For example, we can connect it to our competition and collaboration topic and also to the entrepreneurial university by Burton Clark.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. So if we start with competition and collaboration, do you guys remember the levels of competition in higher education?
That was quality of education, status, and economic markets.
Yeah, you are right. Let's look on the slide.
There are 4 levels of competition in higher education. The first level is lived educational practices. It is social and educational competition that is more about the day-to-day educational practices. The second level of competition is status competition. In this case, well-being of universities depends on the standing relative to others, for example, by field of studies in rankings. The third one, economic market competition. Competition for customers in service, innovation, and price. And the last one, fully capitalist market. It is competition for capital. Not a social status become the driving force.
So can you provide any examples?
One on the PBL teaching approach in the dentist department, since they made a strategic decision to focus on this pedagogy method in teaching. So for sure, dentistry departments take part in the live educational practice competition.
So HKU, as we all know, is the number one. The Faculty of Dentistry is number one in the world. So now let us discuss the case of the entrepreneurial university and link it back to Burton Clark's methodology.
When we are talking about Burton Clark's entrepreneurial university, we're talking about 5 elements that are important when you are trying to shift university to a more entrepreneurial way. The first one is steering core, that refers to strengthen and systematize managerial capacity. The second one, expanded developmental periphery, is about the development of the external environment, for example, your city, regions, or neighboring countries. The third one, diversified funding base, means funding from different external sources. The fourth, stimulated academic heartland, is more about the motivation of the academic unit. And finally, integrated entrepreneurial culture. According to the Clark's theory, it is the process of developing communities inside your university that would embrace this change.
I think we can hardly express something about the steering core, the faculty's funding structure, and its entrepreneurial structure as well. But what about expanded developmental periphery and stimulated academical part?
Dentistry department has a big collaboration with the Philip Dental Hospital that helps the hospital to be deeply embarked into a research agenda, and the problem-based learning situated on the ground floor of the hospital now incorporates all advanced technology.
Yes, in terms of professional communities, the MOOC practice impacts them a lot. And as Jennifer mentioned, not only Chinese students perform because of the MOOCs, but there are also learners from Arabic communities who develop a Facebook group with over 900 people there to share notes and translated materials into Arabic language.
Yeah. And you also mentioned academic heartland, right?
Everything in higher education and innovation depends on the inner motivation of the academic staff. And to make them more professional, we need to give them more autonomy to create their own path in the academic road.
In terms of the top position of Hong Kong U and the Faculty of Dentistry, and in terms of the research, actually can be a very high level in the world scale. I think it's very interesting that the dentistry department doesn't have any special restrictions in terms of their research and the policies. And also, in my opinion, I think it can mean that they manage to build a real research community at the department.
Yes, besides what you mentioned, there will be special financial support for the chair and the associate professor in the faculty.
So this really means that the faculty is taking a lot of care of its staff. It really feels for the staff. So guys, even after this discussion, we have to ask ourselves, is the Faculty of Dentistry really innovative? So let's in summary say what we have discussed so far. So firstly, we have talked about its innovation in teaching in terms of the PBL, its innovation in online learning in terms of the MOOC and how it's benefiting the global community. And finally, we've also spoken about some policies of research. And out of all these things, we see that the Faculty of Dentistry is focusing on improving all three things, and it's continuously improving, which has been proven by the faculty rankings table. So in my opinion, the faculty is being innovative, but of course, how much is it being innovative? And can it be more innovative? Can it have any disruptive innovation? We should continue to discuss. 1, 2, 3. So guys, what do you think about our discussion? Teachers have a
Sorry,
free
can you start again?
And how can we reprove it? Prove it.
Of education, status, and economic markets.
International countries. What are you talking about?